In many cases, units of the White Army defected en masse to the Bolsheviks, sometimes murdering their officers before doing so. On more than one occasion, White Russian troops mutinied and murdered their British officers before going over to the enemy. Corruption and inefficiency from the lowest and highest levels of leadership plagued the White Russian forces. By 1919, Churchill was getting desperate over the failure to defeat the Revolutionary Army. He was livid that the War Office had barred British troops from using poison gas. The Red Army had not used it. He fired off a letter to the Chief of Imperial Staff dated 25 January 1919. What is the reason for the injunction given at Archangel? Because an enemy who has perpetrated every conceivable barbarity is at present unable, through his ignorance, to manufacture poisoned gas. Is that any reason why our troops should be prevented from taking full advantage of their weapons? The use of these gas cells having become universal during the Great War, I considered that we are finally entitled to use them against anyone pending the general review of the laws of war, which no doubt will follow the peace conference. Every conceivable barbarity clearly did not refer to the Civil War as such, since Lenin and Trotsky wanted to win over as many white soldiers as possible. It was instead a reference to the Bolshevik decision to execute the Tsar and his family at the height of the Civil War in July of 1918. The Politburo that made this choice was concerned that the White forces might capture the Tsar and his family and use them as symbols during the war. Trotsky had initially favored a trial, no doubt seeing himself in the role of principal prosecutor, laying bare the historic crimes of the Romanovs on a world stage. It was the English, after all, who had been the first to try and execute their king, also during the course of a civil war. The French had followed suit in 1793 and guillotined both Louis XV and Marie Antoinette. The Bolsheviks were following established precedent, but the exigencies of the Civil War made a trial impossible. The Black Hundreds used this to some effect with their Civil War